big week, always big when you go into Tennessee, just
no doubt.
The atmosphere and what this game means.
Right, tremendous atmosphere. At least 100,000 people will be there cheering against us. We'll have a few people wearing red and black in there, but it won't be many compared to what we're going to be facing. But really outstanding football team, great coaching staff. I know they're hungry for a big victory, but we are too.
I know you've got some former staff and friends at work there. What do you have to say to them?
Well, I don't talk much to them before the game. If we see each other on the sideline, I'm sure we'll greet each other and say good luck and all that. But it's not like we're talking every night before the game and all that kind of thing. So, but they are good friends, and I care about them very much. But we got to compete.
Coach, coming off the stretch that you guys have to start the season, how do you keep the guys focused on next game and past getting in?
You just watch the film, man. You watch the film. I mean, we're playing Tennessee. I don't think you have to say anything else.
Talk about your young players. With that first 4 games you had, a lot of experience, a lot of growth.
Right.
What are you hoping, this next quarter, just to get their confidence?
They're getting better on the field. I think they've got a lot to learn, though, not just on the field, but off the field in regard to even a game like this. I mean, they have no idea what it's going to be like when we get there and how loud it's going to be and how intense it's going to be. I remember when we scored right before half in the LSU game, and a lot of them, were on the sideline and the music was playing and they started dancing with the fans and all that, or dancing on the sideline. I'm like, you guys don't get it. I mean, I didn't want to squelch the enthusiasm, but they acted like we took the lead, now we're going to roll this team. I mean, it doesn't happen that way. So they got a lot to learn.
Coach, what's the status of Todd Gurley coming into this game?
Right. Todd obviously sprained his ankle, didn't finish the game, and we're listing him day to day, and it's because we just don't know how long it's going to take. We'll practice this afternoon, and I think it's very doubtful he'll practice today, but we'll just kind of take it one day at a time.
With that, and how important the offensive line was so dominant on Saturday, they performed so well in the running and the passing. How important is it if Gurley's not back there, just for the running game in general,
Right.
for those guys?
Well, if we keep blocking like we've been blocking, it's going to be great for whoever's running the ball. It's going to be great for Murray to know that he's got the time to operate back there and make his reads and make his throws. I was very proud of how those guys played, and I thought our defensive line really stepped it up and played well. We had some situations of stopping the run, or at least slowing it down, where we didn't always have that extra safety roll down in the box. We had some times where we played some cover 2 and some deals where our safeties weren't that close to the line of scrimmage, and they were defeating blocks and making tackles for 2 and 3 yard gains. It was impressive.
They said watch the tape. What Tennessee on their offensive side for your defense? What challenges that those younger quarterbacks and maybe?
Yeah. Well, the quarterback's a little inexperienced, but their offensive line is very experienced. Their offensive line is one of the best in the country. There's probably maybe every one of those guys will play in the NFL. I know those tackles are gonna, and they've given up. I think they've given up the least amount of sacks of any SEC team in the last 3 years. They protect their quarterback, and they can run block. They got 2 outstanding backs, and so they're going to provide the biggest challenge for us.
Coach, this week, on the defensive side of the ball, you pay a little more attention to crossing routes. It kind of seems like
Right.
acceptable.
Oh yeah, we struggled. How many times did LSU run that play in a row? One time they ran it 3 times in a row and completed all 3, 2 to the shallow cross, and then we finally jumped that thing and they threw a dig route behind it. So I think we probably better get ready to defend that play. But again, it's a learning experience, and depending on the coverage, it might belong to a linebacker, it might belong to a safety. If you're in cover 2, it might belong to a cornerback who's sitting there waiting on it in zone coverage. So even though a team might run the play 3 times in a row, you might be in 3 different defenses as well. So, but the more reps we get, the better we'll be. Oh yeah, I mean we'll be our scout teamers will be running that play a bunch.
Is there a way? down problem. Do you coach any differently on third down? Is there any way to fix that, or is it just you got to just make a play on third down?
You got to make some plays. I mean, we had some guys in position to make plays, and really we had two young safeties that I think, quite frankly, were very unsure of how to play the ball. You know, should I try to go for the ball? Should I go for the hit? If I go for the hit, am I going to get a targeting foul? I think there was some indecision there, and we may have overcoached, you know, keeping that targeting foul from happening. And so, I mean, there's no rule against hitting hard, you know, but there's just a rule as to how you go about it. You can't hit the guy above the shoulders, you know, and you can't launch. You can't lead with the top of your head, but you still can play football, play fast, and break up a play. And so, you know, there's two extra long plays that they had that if our guys would have really been aggressive on it, I don't think they would have completed them. But it happened, and so we got to learn from it.
You mentioned the targeting rule. Have you noticed in film study that there's a couple of plays where safeties just don't look as aggressive, or they look indecisive about whether they should jump the man or jump the ball? Or?
Well, that's just what I talked about. Those two plays in particular in our game alone, where guys just weren't sure. You could see it.
Coach, with Todd Grantham's defense, it looks like he adjusts to what they're doing, and there's some guys waiting in the wings to come on and run off late.
Right.
And then sometimes the guys maybe don't look like they're set or not ready. Is that something that you've known? Are you comfortable with how the defense looks?
Well, you know, if you're going to match personnel, which we do, and which most people do in America, the up tempo offenses create some problems. We have to, you know, we're allowed to sub when they sub, and but we have to sub a little faster. We got to get our calls in a little faster and communicate a little bit faster. We go against our offense every day in camp. We go up tempo as well, so it's not a total shock to the system. But you know, some officials stay with the ball longer than others. Some are like get out of the way fast, and some get out of the way slower. So it's kind of, you got to kind of get used to that as well.
How is your demeanor calm your team? Because you're watching from the sideline, you have the Richt pace, you know.
I do pace.
You know, you do your 5-6 steps and you turn back.
Yeah.
Then turn back. And
Yeah.
you're saying those kids are behind you just going crazy.
Yeah.
But when they see you and nothing seems to fade you, what that means to them?
I don't know. All I know is that my best chance of making good decisions is to stay focused, and if I get too excited on the sideline, I don't think as straight. And there's a lot of decisions that I got to make throughout the game that will help me and hopefully help the team. And so that's just kind of my personality. And you know, but I'll say this: I think you got to be who you are. I mean, some guys can get excited and think straight, and if everybody was like me, we'd be in trouble. I mean, I need diversity on our staff, and I need guys that show their enthusiasm a little bit more. I'm very enthusiastic and I'm very emotional, but I don't know. It doesn't always show sometimes, you know. And sometimes you need the guys that when you look at them, you can see it, and it's contagious. Okay, thanks.